Welcome to episode 48 of Let's Play Civilization 3, Play the World. We are back with our war against the Celts. Now we have new artillery here. We'll use it to attack this guy who's snuck into our territory. And we'll get rid of him with the cavalry. We have plenty of them left from previous ages, and they're good for little tasks like this. And since they're not our main offensive unit now, it doesn't matter that much if we lose them. I mean, of course we don't want to if we have any kind of choice, but it's, it's good to have them around. Now, this is a city I want to attack, so I'm going to soften it up with a bombing raid. I'm going to attack these guys, but good thing my advisor warns me that they're actually Chinese, not Celtic. That would have been bad, because I would have had another war starting on me, but no biggie. So, decided to have that guy wait, since there's really nothing for him to shoot at. And I guess I could shoot at some improvements, but I really don't like to destroy improvements unless they either have a resource on them or there's no way I'm ever going to take that city, because if I destroy the improvements, when I eventually capture those cities, it will require me to rebuild them again, and I don't want to do that. So, moving all my tanks up to that city in preparation for our invasion. Alright, and continuing to build roads in this area. Also, I tried adjusting the settings for the video recording software to see if it's any smoother, and I think it actually is a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but oh, look at that. There's a Celtic bomber. They at least have the ability to build bombers. So, we're going to have to watch out for that. We haven't seen any evidence of tanks yet, but if and when they do, because I think it's a matter of time before they do have tanks, we're really going to have to worry. But fortunately we have allies on all sides. So you can see the Celts pretty much wipe out any of the Chinese troops in the borderlands between our country and theirs, which kind of stinks, because the Chinese were helping, right? Arabia and Korea have signed a mutual protection pact. I guess I really don't have any strong feelings one way or the other about that. Now the Koreans shoot at that Celtic infantry, helping us out a lot. They don't really help you out of charity, though. They're just shooting him because he's the nearest enemy to reach for that destroyer, but I appreciate the help all the same. Right, more tanks. And even though these cities are very remote and don't have much production, they can build something, I guess, for now. Besides, once the war is over, I can always switch the production to something else. Alright. Tanks out of every city. Some of my inner core cities can build one tank every turn. Many of the others can build a tank every 2 or 3 turns. That is great. That kind of productivity is what's going to win us this war, because I am sure that we are going to win this war. Now I'll attack the city to soften it up. We destroyed their barracks, which I guess sounds good, but it's really not as good as you might think it is, because we're going to have to rebuild them anyway, but oh well, I'm not too worried. I'll shoot at that guy. I'll also shoot at that guy. Sometimes the artillery bombardment does fail, but this time he succeeds. Wipe this guy out with one shot. Now, I believe I have enough forces to begin my attack on Cataractonium? I don't really know how to pronounce that. I don't really know any Celtic words. But regardless, first guy goes down, and I do have cavalry I can send in, but I'm only going to send in them at the end if they have any troops with like 1 hit point or something like that. I might send someone in, but for now, just the tanks. That tank gets destroyed, and send in this guy next. Alright, yes, let's get rid of these annoying infantry that are guarding this city. The tanks only have 2 movement points instead of the cavalry 3. So the cavalry still are of some use before we get modern armor. By the way, I haven't mentioned this yet, but radio is actually the last advance you need to advance to the modern ages. I mean, there are other advances, but radio is the only one you need, so we'll have that very soon. Alright, so far so good. We have a 2 hit point troop, which is a drafted soldier. So we'll attack him. Also, you notice the city has a population point of 1. It used to have like 8 or 9, but it's almost completely abandoned now. And really, who can blame them? Who wants to live in a war zone? But we're attacking it, and decides now is the time it wants to auto-move the troops and everyone else. But I still feel like sending one more tank in to get him. Alright, here he comes. And attack. And yes, he is dead. And yes, we have the city. Our first Celtic city. Oh, that feels good. It feels very good. Moments like this are what makes all that preparation worthwhile. The city is now in our hands. So I want to send in a few cavalry, just not really to attack anyone, but just to be sort of a warm body. And to quell the resistance, even though there's not going to be that much resistance in a 1 population point city. So what I decided to do is, you see there's that Marine standing right there. Decided to get rid of him. My tank should make short work of that dude. So we attack him, and yes, he's dead. Bring that tank to my city for repairs, and yes, my city now. I'm pretty sure you know which city is going to be next on the agenda. New Bombay, a city that once upon a time was ours. Well, today it will be returned to its rightful owners, and once we get that city, that source of oil will be ours as well, which is a great thing. Of course, the Celts have many more sources of oil, so it's hardly like it's the last one, but still, it's a good development on our part. Right, sending these other tanks in there. We might have to fend off some annoying little troops for a while before we get to make our next major offensive. Just want to fill in a railroad there so that we can move troops directly there in the future. There we go. And this guy is of no real consequence. We'll just move him there. Alright, and away we go. Alright, they come to attack my cavalry, but fortunately he's smart and retreats into my city, so he's safe. And one of my workers gets captured, but no fear, we'll get him back. Alright, more Koreans fighting off screen. And I actually decided to end the video here, so I will see you next time on episode 49. See you later.